Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we made a very awkward trip after a very awkward reunion to a very awkward seeming town with people who aren't really sure if they know about magic or not. After meeting two potential new characters, we can now stay for 1G at the hotel, and the fact that they've changed this by so much is your indication that, well, that's what you need to do to advance the plot. And I guess if you fight around long enough, you'll probably end up having to come back and rest at some point anyway, so you'll kind of be forced to move on. What about Relm? Relm's in danger? It almost seems like you're translating the dog at this point. She was on fire, and then it caught on the neighbor's house on fire, and you can see the Game Boy Advance translation there. She was on fire. I'm not sure if that's the correct translation or not, but the Game Boy Advance translation has been right more often than not. That's one different take than the SNES version. Won't you help? Sure, why not? Shadow, you gonna come and help us, or? I guess not. Now, if you noticed, he's asking about where Interceptor is. I'm going to rewind a little bit here. Watch the dog. He just flat out disappears. He drops down into the thing and he's hiding off screen there. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Now, here's a note. If you haven't unequipped Shadow of any of his stuff, he will be keeping it for a while. A long while. I highly recommend you save before going in there, and I even highly recommend that you make sure to get rid of all of the stuff that he has equipped, including Espers, because if he's equipped with an Esper, you're not going to have access to that Esper for a long time. Fire! My beautiful house. Relm's inside that inferno. Oh god. I think she might be hooped. What are you doing? Flames be gone. Magic is forbidden. I don't care. Relm's inside. I'm assuming he's casting like a water or an ice spell or something like that. It's not having the intended effect. Alright, we have no choice. The whole town seems to be spellcasters. I'm not sure why they went with Flames Be Gone as the... Whoa! As the name for this house. Fire's too strong. I think it's because they keep so many fire rods in there. Okay, you insist. I'm going in. That's insanity. What, Terra and Locke are both crazy. Okay, good. Just had to make sure that all my characters were absolutely batshit insane. I may be old, but I'm not powerless. Oh god, this is not going to end well. He says quickly, but there is no quickly here. First things first, he comes with a mithril rod. He's our first rod wielder. Comes with a plumed hat, which is not as good as Green Berets. Let's give him that. Let's give him some Gaia gear. Upgrade his stuff a little bit. An interesting thing here is I took the hero ring off of Shadow, and I'm going to give it to him. Now, you would think someone who's an old mage would probably not be so good with the physical attacks. That doesn't change the fact that a Genji glove is a great thing on him. Specifically because, well, we can equip one ice rod for now, and I guess a thunder rod, sure, whatever. We're going to get another ice rod before too long. But in the meantime, I'm going to put him in the back row. He does have lore, which is his own unique ability. It's basically blue magic. In the Japanese version, it was called blue magic. Can I pull that up here? Is that going to show? No, it hasn't changed any of the things. No, it's not going to show. Okay, fine, whatever. Here we have Aqua Rake, which we've already seen God do. It's water and wind elemental damage. It's dual elemental, so there's that. HP lowering attack. This is, I don't know if this is single target. It probably is. This is minus strike. It's maximum HP minus current HP equals total damage. Never worthwhile using. And stone. Damage and muddles the enemy. This is the same ability that Gaw has access to. Unfortunately, in this particular case, our Strago has joined at level 24. If your Strago joins at level 22, you're going to want to use this pretty much exclusively going forward until he levels up. Alright. Now, as far as spells go, he is a mage. Let's look at his stats here real quick. Yeah, absolutely a mage. Even though he has somewhat decent vigor and crap for stamina. His stats suck, basically. But we want to help build those up. So we're going to give him access to, well, I'm going to start with Zone Seek because I'd like him to learn Rasp before we get out of this area. Try to avoid the flames. They're considered, well, they're everywhere and they're considerably powerful, so it's going to be difficult, but okay. Okay, the flames move. Each time you run into these, there are no random battles, but we are going to fight these guys. These guys are balloons. They're all, as you might expect, weak to water and ice, absorbing fire. They don't have a lot of HP, but they're level 22. So like I said, if you have Strago at level 22, then stone is your way to go. In fact, I'm actually going to use this now, and I'm going to target all of them for a specific reason. I'm not expecting this to kill them. More so, I want this to deal damage and muddle them. Because you can muddle them, or you can cast fire on them, and they can use Exploder. Exploder is a blue magic spell, and in order to learn blue magic spells in this particular game, you don't have to have them cast on you. Strago just needs to be able to see the ability being used and not be either asleep or confused or, I think, in darkness. The one time darkness has any bearing on this game is in relation to Strago. Alright, let's take a quick look here. Almost leveled up. We won't level up in the next one, but I'll have to swap things around eventually. Now, there are two different battle formations with these guys. They only have like 550 HP, so I think a base level fire spell or a normal attack with Terra with the Blizzard Sword should be enough to take care of them. Yeah, just barely, but it's enough. As well as Aqua Rake being enough. Another thing is, rods from the back row do more than enough damage, especially that ice rod. Okay, we got LOCKE to gain a level there. There is a second battle formation. I'm going to swap that for... What else do I want you to work on? Sure, we'll give you that for a minute. And we will remove your Bismarck. And we will give you Zone Seek to get the full benefit because you're about to level up. Wait, Show me the other battle formation. There it is. All 6 of them. If you run into all 6 of them, you're probably better off casting a spell like Aqua Rake to take them all out in one go. Because, yeah, they fall down pretty fast. If there's only 1 of them, or only 3 of them, then you can each do a normal attack and take them down pretty quickly. Tara got herself a nice level there. And now we're going to switch her back, whatever she was working on, Phantom, and put you back on Zone Seek. Like I said, I would like to learn Rasp before the end of the area. Now, since all the enemies are floating around here, I'm going to take care of all of them off screen, since I've already shown how to learn things. If you don't have access to Muddle, by the way, the other way of confusing these guys into using Exploder is to cast the fire spell on them. Just a basic fire spell. It doesn't always work, but you can just keep trying it, and eventually they will use Exploder. You'll be able to see it, and then you can move on. One final interesting note here is the enemies, like if you have, let's use that, if you have Strago alive, and he sees the attack and then dies later in the fight, but gets revived before the end of the fight, he'll still learn it. In fact, I don't even think he needs to physically see it. I just think he needs to not be under blind, confusion, petrification, or muddle, or asleep, or whatever at the end of the fight. I'm pretty sure that's the only point where they check. Alright, I finished off the remaining enemies on the screen. Should be pretty straightforward there. Now, pretty much anytime you have access to a split path in this game, you want to go to the right one first. This is the only time where it doesn't matter if you go to the right, you're forced into a trap room, and I don't think it ever opens up. And you're surrounded by 4 of them this way. It's the only other formation in here other than the one that we saw before. So let's do Aqua Rake on those. Attack that one. You can also use a multi-targeted Ice 2 spell if you so desire to do that. The other advantage to the rods is they have a chance of inflicting whatever it is. I believe it's the level 2 elemental spell associated with whatever element the rod is on attacking. So yeah, you'll just keep running into more dudes in that door. It doesn't go anywhere, so. Alright. So yeah, now that we're here, we want to try the right door. This one contains a fire rod. If you zone in and out, these enemies will all respawn. Okay, we're all done. One thing to note is, now that I've managed to learn all of both Osmos and Rasp for Strago there, I no longer need to actively work on Zone Seek. I'll learn Shell on my own time. I'm just going to send him over here and learn some recovery spells so he has access to something else. Doesn't really particularly matter what you focus on first. You could also focus on Madawin if you really wanted to, but I think having a little healing is probably important too. And yeah, so we went to the right already, so let's go to the left this time. And again, go to the right. This one contains an ice rod. All right. So there is a vague early use for the ice rods, but aside from this, I don't remember ever using them. The thunder rods I will use quite a bit. Okay, we're back. Now that we have access to Osmos, just make sure to use it to keep your MP at a decent rate. As you can see, I've kept my MP relatively decent, and you should be fine. Is this the source of the blaze? We have Flame Eater. Multiple ways of taking down this guy. This guy's actually kind of a lot of fun, just because there's so much you can do with this. At the start of the fight, he's going to summon a whole bunch of friends. Now, I'm going to morph with Tara and show off something here. And first of all, we're going to Aqua Rake to get rid of all of the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to rewind that, because I don't want to do that. We're going to morph. I was going to get rid of them, but I remembered I didn't have to. So so let's get back to Terra's turn. You can revert to revert back. The other thing you can do, after I unequip it, because I am currently equipped with both my ice rods. Sure. Terra's turn. You can select to use an item in battle. Where'd it go? Where is it? Oh, it's probably way down here now. No! Terrible. Alright, so Ice Rod. You select it, it will break it. Now, it's going to instantly target everyone. However, if you select your characters and then back, you can pick a target. Morph multiplies Terra's stats immensely. Battle's over. One way of dealing with that fight. Alright, let's go over the next way of dealing with this fight. If you've learned Rasp for everybody, or at least in my case, my 3 characters, and you select to use it, Rasp just damages MP while Osmos absorbs it. But if we just do a couple of... where is it? Couple of these, we should be able to finish him off really quickly, because this is one of the first enemies that we can encounter that we can actually kill by MP killing him. He has 480 MP. Unfortunately, you have not learned any of those, so you can't do anything about it. But yeah, just 1 or 2 more turns at Rasp, and this fight ends just like that. It's one of those fights where you can do a whole lot to finish off the fight without really having to do all that much. And he's gone in 3 Rasps. So yeah, he has 8,400 HP and only 480 MP, so it's a lot faster to kill him that way than it is to kill him the normal way, which is actually, you know what? I'm gonna go back one more sec. I want to put Strago in the front row because, well, Ice Rods do a lot of damage, as you've already seen. Everyone else is good. Relics are good. I guess I could use another pair of earrings instead of the sprint shoes, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so at the start of the battle, he uses Bomblet. This clears or removes your clear status if you happen to have it on there. Like, I'm working on Phantom with that, but now that he's done it, you could use Phantom. No, that's not going to really help you all that much in this fight. Being a fire boss, he casts Fire, Fire 2, Fire 3. At one point in the fight, he will cast Safe and Reflect on himself. He's also got a Fireball attack that goes through Reflect because it's kind of like partially physical. He absorbs fire, nullifies lightning, poison, pearl, and earth, and is weak to ice. You can also steal something pretty useful if the game wants to work. Ice 2 targeting everything, or Aqua Rake will do a lot of damage there. I'm just going to hold off Strago's turn here until we get another opportunity to steal. So yeah, easily finish off those guys. He can summon a grenade as an additional enemy, if the game will be nice about it. You can equip wall rings in this fight if you want to help protect against things. You could also cast Seraphim to do the... whatever it is, to cast regen on everyone if you really want to. I just want to steal my item, please. Am I gonna have to reload the fight again? He'll keep bringing back 4 more dudes, or sometimes only 2. Come on, Locke, steal. Video game. Alright, let's see what you can do to one of these guys. From the front row. Now, rods typically are a very weak weapon type. In this game, not so much. They're actually really powerful. secure. Please, I would like to show how much damage Strago can do to the boss, but the game is not letting me. Yeah, once he loses enough HP, I think it's below 3,000, he'll cast Safe and Reflect. Really, Locke? Really? Oddly enough, if he already has Reflect on, like you cast Reflect on him, instead of casting Safe and Reflect, he'll bounce Fire 2 and then Fire 3 off of himself onto your party. There we go, a Flame Saber, and he's dead. Well, I was kind of hoping to show off what Strago could do with his damage, but you kind of already saw against the balloons there. Yeah, if he summons a grenade, though, they have like 3,000 HP. It's a lot of HP, but they have crap for defense, so you can kill him pretty quickly. And we start to learn some more things. But yeah, it's an interesting boss fight for all the different ways you can take him out really fast, and then the boss fight ends up dragging if you do it and try and steal at the same time. Hey, look, it's Interceptor. Good dog. Why does the dog seem to like Relm so much? Uh-oh. Oh, more balloons. We're all knocked out. Dog versus everybody. Well, that dog's pretty powerful. Took out Siegfried. Oh. Shadow. Is Shadow Odin? That was impressive. But then again, we took care of pretty much all of them in one hit too, so I guess there's that. Let's get out of here. I'll use a smoke bomb. Now, it would have made more sense if he had used a warp stone, because that would have actually taken us out of here. Smoke bomb is an item that lets you run away from battle, and that's it. But I guess it works for him. Yeah, there's only those two items in the whatever it is in that burning house there, and you can never go back to that dungeon, by the way. Guess our town's little secret is out now. Yeah, you might want to tell me some stuff. Yeah, what's going on? How come everyone around here can use magic? The Village of Mage Warriors, or the Village of the Magi. Long ago, humans used magicite to gain magical powers. They came to be known as the Magi. They screw around with the translation in the Super Nintendo version, but basically the War of the Magi, these guys were the descendants of those Magi. The Magi were basically what we are now. We're basically the next generation of Magi because we have access to magicite and we're able to learn magical powers. But they perished long ago. After the War of the Magi, the Espers fled to their new world behind the sealed gate. They wished to live peacefully without fear of being used by humans. They left us here to fend for ourselves. They left only humans in this world, and ordinary ones feared the Magi's powers. These people, the Magi, were despised and feared because of their power. Especially with the horror of, that war fresh in everyone's mind. It kind of makes sense. That's how society would react to it. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's not my place to say, but that's based on just looking at society now, that's what would happen. They sent people to hunt us down like animals, without even a trial. Even though the only difference is that they could use magic. There were trials, of course. Yeah, the Game Boy Advance translation takes this as a different one. Super Nintendo says there wasn't even a trial. They said, here, there are trials, but they were just for show. Few mage warriors escaped and found their way here. They were our ancestors. Our powers have weakened over time, but some of it remains. I'm guessing that there were some people who were, like, they're in the Game Boy Advance, they're saying the blood is thinned. If that's the case, then there was probably a few normal humans that were not Magi mixed in with this group. Otherwise, their powers wouldn't have thinned, they just wouldn't have necessarily been all that powerful generation to next because they weren't practicing it. That would be my guess, but who knows how this whole concept works. Looking for espers. Well, I owe you for saving Relm. I'll help you find them. Me too. I want to go too. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can see here, her name, Rimuru. It's not going to let me highlight the whole thing. But yeah, you can see the same characters here are repeated. And then followed by this one, which means also in 2. So yeah, she's speaking in the third person using her own name. Like I said, it's a very childlike type of speech. Apparently it's all used often in anime and such. Especially, you know, very childlike anime. For very childlike characters. What a fuddy-duddy. The fuck is that? That is the first and only time I've ever heard that expression. Let's see. Not gonna let me highlight the whole word, is it? No. No? Okay, fine. Guess we have no idea what it means. Where do we start looking? If they're here, they must be hiding in the mountains to the west. Why there? Those mountains have powerful magical properties. According to legend, they're the sacred place to the espers. Espers were created there. Now, that's not what is said in the Game Boy Advance translation, so I'm guessing that's overreaching. But saying that it's a sacred place to them, they were created there, either way, it leads to the same result. It makes sense that they might be drawn to that place. And Shadow, where are you going? Shadow? Perhaps the magic of that place drew them here after they went berserk. Think it's worth a look. Mine as well. Still don't know what that means. Make sure that you, if you didn't grab it earlier, that you grab the memento ring over there. Only Shadow could use it. Speaking of Shadow. Shadow? Ah, Shadow's theme. Don't misunderstand me. I just wanted my dog back. So yeah, there was a little, you know, non-verbal thank you from Strago there. Shadow's not having any of it. If you've played the game and you know Shadow's backstory and seeing it go through this scene, it means a lot more than you might suspect. Search for the espers in my own way. Oh, it's a doggy. The dog likes Relm. It's so cute. And with that, Shadow is gone. As I said, if you have not unequipped him, he's running away with whatever the hell he had. And that's really unfortunate. Because you really don't want him to run away with lots of good things, because he's not going to be in the party for a little bit. Sad to say. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, we all healed up? We are all healed up. We are going to head over toward the mountains. In fact, we're gonna go take a quick peek at the entrance here because something interesting is there to be noted. I believe these guys are weak to ice, if I remember correctly. Well, it doesn't matter, they're dead. They don't have a lot of HP. Check my levels. Alright, we're good. Alright, we'll just go right over there, and I might show off one more battle if we happen to find it with the Chimera in the forest. Give me the damn Chimera fight, please. Wanted to show this off before. Here's a Chimera. Ah, back attack, not good. Chimeras are immune to pretty much all status effects. They have a chance of dropping gold armor, and you can steal something from them. I don't remember what. They just have a lot of HP. They're not immune to any elements, but like I said, statuses, that's another thing. So yeah, Fireball, probably gonna hurt. Ouch. Yeah, they're not weak to any element, so it's going to take a little while to beat them down unless you, like, throw, like, some pretty powerful spells at them. Eh, we got some Cure too. I'll take that. But yeah, I went up here and I showed you. There was nothing here before. But now there is. The game has unblocked it. I'm not sure why that is, but it is. You can't go in there early. Anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.